Think about the reasons why you're here right now. Like in this moment in your life, where you ended up at this moment. Think about all the things that happened to you, everything you participated in, everything you said yes to, everything you said no to, all the decisions that you made, things that were in your control, the mistakes you made, things that weren't in your control, things that went really well, the things that didn't go so well. And all these things add up in some kind of messy ball, but then there's somewhat of a common thread that follows us. And if you look back, there's a common thread, whether it's the spirit or part of your personality, but there's something common along the whole journey. And I never ever like to pick on people on YouTube or on the internet, and there's some people that make a career out of that, is just saying everybody else is wrong. There are so many reasons why in this particular moment you may not be where exactly you want to be, okay? And what people will say online is that the whole idea about being a person today, especially about being a man, is that you need to be uncomfortable. You're too comfortable. Why are you just sitting on your ass? Life's too good for you. You're too comfortable. That's not going to give you the six pack. That's not going to make you change. It's so cringy. It's so wrong in so many ways. Oh my gosh. What these people don't realize is that the only reason you do anything and have gotten to this position right now is because you have been uncomfortable. We're uncomfortable all the time, every day. Before every decision that we make, there's a sense of being uncomfortable, and we're constantly seeking comfort. Now you may think, okay, I'm finally comfortable in this moment, but before you know it, there's a little bit of uncomfortability, if that's a word. And then you get up and make a sandwich, okay? And then maybe you sit back down and you get bored. There's an itchiness to it. And then you feel like you got to do something else. And then you're at the job for 6 months, a year and a half, and you get an itchiness and you get uncomfortable and you move. And then you're in a relationship and, things are going well, but then you realize this and this and this, and you get a little uncomfortable and things aren't just right, so you decide to change, okay? In certain moments, there are things where things seemingly stay the same. Like you find the person that you love, but there's still parts that are uncomfortable, and that change means doing different things together or talking about different things, changing up a routine, doing something. With a job, it's about, okay, maybe there's boredom, maybe you're not being challenged, so you want to talk to your superior or boss, coworkers to get the challenge going. The point is, you are uncomfortable, and we all are. Human beings are all uncomfortable in a point, and that's why we move. That's why we change. You aren't where you're not supposed to be, or where you are right now. You're saying, Scott, I'm not in a place I want to be in my life right now. I don't want you to beat yourself up thinking that it's because I've been too comfortable. It's because I've been spoiled that I'm where I am, that I'm overweight, that I have a mental illness, that I deal with depression, that I deal with anxiety, that I don't have the job I want, that I'm single, that I don't have a family, I'm not in the right part of town, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. See, this is the shit that I hate about these motivational speakers, these gurus, even people in the spiritual practice. Here's why you may not be in the position that you want to be in right now in life. A, you're just living your life and you are in an uncomfortable position, and you're going to keep making decisions and keep moving towards something if you aim high enough. Okay? Aim high, look for something that's better than where you are now, have a plan, go for it. The dopamine is going to be, oh my gosh, the dopaminergic system is going to be on fire, and you're going to feel better right when you set a target and start walking towards it. I guarantee it, science doesn't lie, this is what happens, okay? So if you're not in a position that you want to be in, it's because, okay, maybe you haven't made that plan to get to that goal. Start making a plan. Maybe it's also because you don't actually know what you want, and you're thinking too big. Think smaller. Set the goal that, oh my gosh, you know what? I just want to lose 6 pounds over the next 3 months. Set the goal, get it done. Now, this whole thing about being uncomfortable, about setting goals, about not being where you want to be, I'm going to make a guess. And it's going to be the right one. Okay, I'm going to try here. You look at people who aren't satisfied with their bodies sometimes. You look at people who aren't satisfied about the decisions that they've made, and they beat themselves up for it. Have you ever made a mistake and you're still thinking about it? You're still thinking about that time you said that thing. You're still thinking about, that experience that really left you hanging, that really left you alone. We all do. We all do. Sometimes we always travel back and think of those things. But the difference can be, you can think about what's happened in the past and what's brought you here. But the ultimate question is, what's stopping you from becoming unstuck and moving forward? I guess that's what we really want to get to, right? What is stopping you from moving into a better place? Because we all have to grow up in the shack. We all have to grow up in something small. But we don't want to always be there forever. We want something maybe a little bigger. Our clothes get too tight, right? And we grow out of them spiritually. We grow out of these clothes and we need some bigger sweatshirts in 10 years. The same place that we're in at age 10 needs to be different than when we're 45. Okay? This doesn't mean materialism. This means what's right for your state of mind. And we change over time. So what's really stopping you from having a plan, getting what you want, being the person that you could be, being the person that maybe you want to be, having the qualities that you might want? One of the reasons I went back to school was I've always wanted to be the science guy. I've always wanted to understand science. And I find biology, chemistry, neurochemistry, physics, I find it fascinating. And my high school teachers butchered the whole thing. The curriculum butchered the whole thing. For millions and millions and millions of students, math is the coolest thing. Science is incredible. It's all around us. And yet we found a way, which is pretty amazing as human beings, we found a way to make the miracle on earth, trees, water, clouds, neurochemistry, biology, how our heart pumps blood around the body, how a spaceship flies, how a plane flies across the sky, how it takes off. We've managed to make that incredibly boring where people fail and they hate it. Isn't that incredible? Let's thank humanity. Okay. I've always wanted to be that science guy. So I went back to school because I wanted the qualities of that guy. I wanted to be able to speak to the people I coach with a little more certainty and maybe actual advice to help them move forward. What's going to help with your brain health? What's going to help with your physiology? What's going to help now with your psychology? Now I can match it with the bio. It's awesome. So I took a leap. But why did I take a leap? Here's the whole thing, guys. Here's the whole thing. Thanks for making it this far. Okay? These aren't scripted. I've watched podcasts where people have a teleprompter and they're just reading shit. That's why I don't consume content, to be honest. So if you have any podcasts you would recommend where male or female, anyone you like, but they're real, I love hearing people's stories and hearing from them where they actually speak from the heart and kind of know what they're talking about. Because I'd like to learn from them. I'd like to get better at that. So the reason you may be stuck and not moving forward, and it's going to sound weird, it's compassion. It's compassion for yourself. Because maybe if we chatted one-on-one and I asked you some questions, became friends in a therapeutic sense, and I got to digging just a little bit, we might figure out that you don't think you're worth it. That you don't deserve better health. That you don't maybe deserve more money than you have. That you don't deserve the raise. You don't deserve the promotion, the new job. You don't deserve the new place. You don't deserve to be in a beautiful and healthy relationship. You don't deserve to be extremely fit, strong. If you really thought you deserved it, wouldn't you be working towards it? If you really had compassion for yourself, would you be eating what you're eating? Would you be living how you're living? Now, compassion is all about non-judgment, okay? So if you eat 30 packs of Doritos, I freaking love Doritos, sweet chili heat, forget about it. But if that's all you're doing all day, are you being compassionate to yourself? I'm not judging you for eating 30 packs of Doritos. You don't have to judge yourself for eating 30 packs of Doritos. Compassion is, if you were eating ice cream and Doritos all day as a 10-year-old, and your mom and dad really, really, really loved you, would they let you do that to yourself? Of course not. What loving parent would let their child hurt themselves by eating junk food? Compassion isn't just saying, boo-hoo, woe is me, I need to rest all the time, just take it easy, calm down, let's not go to work, it's too hard, it's not comfortable enough. Let's not talk to our boss about this. Let's not talk to our friends about this. Let's not go to therapy because of this, because I'm scared. So since I'm scared, I'm just gonna go back into my shell. That's not compassion. Self-compassion is saying, what do I need right now? What do I deserve? What would be good for me right now? What would a loving parent say to their child in this situation? What would someone that really, really, really loved me and wanted the best for me, what would they say? What would they tell me? What would they say I should do? What would they say I could do? What would they say I'm capable of? And that's the voice that you strengthen. That's the self-compassionate voice. And self-compassion follows you because self-compassion is so badass. Compassion meaning to suffer with. Because you follow yourself everywhere. And you're with yourself all the time. And when you suffer with yourself. If we're in a group, if we're in a circle, yes, we're suffering. Yes, we're together. Yes, it feels better to go through hard times with people that love us, of course. But if we don't love ourselves in those scenarios, we can't feel anybody else. It doesn't make the process real. It doesn't go deep enough. The reason you may not be where you want to be in life right now is because you don't think you're worth something better. And to be compassionate with yourself is to say, you know what? Sitting on the couch all day is not an action of love. It's not. It's not. Not speaking up for myself when someone puts me down, that's not an act of self-love. Not going to the gym, not going for the walks I need to, not taking the medication I need to. Saying, oh my gosh, the meds for depression were making me feel better, but then the side effects, and I just said, screw it, and now I'm in a hole. What's a compassionate thing to do for yourself? What would you do if you really loved yourself? Because to me, some of these things, and I'm guilty of it too, sounds like self-sabotage. Sounds like when you get to a point and you're almost going to make that breakthrough, you got the habits going, you're almost there, boom. Not good enough. What would happen if I was happy? Who would I be then? Do I deserve to be happy? This week, I know I missed the video last week, my friends. Also, my name is Scott St. Marie. Welcome to the channel. Coach, mindfulness practitioner and teacher, spiritual seeker, identified as a Christian. I would sit down this week. Here's my little invitation. Sit down this week. Have a pen. This is a spoon, pretend. All right? Have a pen. Have a piece of paper. Some Cohiba cigars here. And write down why you're worth it. Write down what you need right now in your life. Write down if someone were here right beside you, someone that loves you so much, someone in your life, someone who may not even exist. If someone, and what I do, and I talked to my friend Ian about this when we jam on guitar and stuff, and I've been for those of you who followed for a while, I'm always like, okay, album coming out this year, and then life gets in the way. Not gets in the way, it is the way. And we come up with new music every single time we meet. But I talk to him, I'm like, you know what I do? I have my pen, I have my piece of paper, or I just think about it, and the person that loves me so much, I picture Christ is right at the edge of my bed. The all-loving, all-compassionate, non-judgmental God in human form. He's right there. Blonde hair, blue eyes. No, I'm just kidding. The Jesus I picture, I won't spoil that. I want to keep that to me. Talk to him. Let him talk to you. Now, of all other faiths and religion, if you have a sense of what God is to you, whether that's Muhammad right there, whether that's Buddha right there, Krishna right there, right on the edge of the bed, okay? As someone that loves you so much, someone's right at the edge of your bed, they're right there. And ask them, what do you want for me? Yeah, that's the one. What do you want for me? If you were created in the image of God, what would he want for you? He loves you no matter what. No matter what. But I think deep down you know something's stopping you. And I'm here to tell you that you're worth it. You're worth aiming high. You're worth achieving. You're worth loving yourself. And compassion is right there for you. So take time this week and think about that. Take time this weekend to be like, you know what is really stopping me? It's not something huge, everyone. I'm not talking about 10xing your revenue and being these rich people that you see online. This is disgusting. I'm talking about what would be spiritually fulfilling for you, fulfilling in life. What would make you happy? And can you walk towards that slowly? And along the way, my gosh, you're going to meet people. You're going to have experiences that you wouldn't believe. You are going to have an adventure of a lifetime. So just pick a point. I've talked about this before. When you feel lost, pick a point and start walking. Start walking with yourself. And as we suffer and as we go through hard times, self-compassion tells us that we suffer with ourselves and we're with everything in a sense of non-judgment. And I think you can really do it. And I believe in you, baby. I do. I know things are hard with pain. I know things are hard with depression. I know things are hard with anxiety. I know things are hard with bipolar disorder. I know things are hard with schizophrenia. I know things are hard with ADD. I know things are hard with ADHD. I know things are hard with no limbs. I know things are hard in a wheelchair. I know things are hard with a cane. I know things are hard when you have a concussion. I know things are hard when you're blind. I know things are hard when you're partially blind. I know things are hard when you're deaf. I'd have to go on for a couple thousand years to list every disability, but you get the picture. We all have our cross to bear. And part of what makes this difficult is we expected things to be different. We expected things to be different. But you're right here. This is the way it is. It isn't the way you imagined. Life isn't the way it unfolded like it was supposed to, like you thought it would be. Fuck it, whatever. It's the way it is right now. This is it. This is what we got. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with right here, right now. Look around. Look around where you are. This is what you're dealing with here. What tools do you have? What abilities do you have? What can you learn? What can you strengthen? Who can you talk to? And let's start. Let's start today. Okay? Compassion, think about it. It is not about the uncomfort that you're experiencing or the comfort that you are experiencing. That's nothing. You've always been uncomfortable. That's why you've made the changes, and that's why you're here. And if here's a bad point, it's not because you messed up along the whole way. People get to points where they're just not satisfied. I hope people get to continue to be at points they're not satisfied, because that's what keeps us going. Okay? We're never, ever, ever going to be 100% content. I hope only in death. There's always got to be a little itchiness. And we be with that itchiness, and we notice it, and we laugh at it. There's always going to be those parts. Just like there's always going to be those parts that think of the past, think of the future. There's always going to be parts that are angry. There's always going to be parts that are a little envious. And we are with it all, man. That's the human experience. Be with it. Laugh at it. Be kind to it. Be kind to yourself. Keep loving yourself. Okay? This has been Scott St. Marie. I'm checking out here. I got a little lamb chop. I'm going to go say hi to Perry, the doggy. He loves sucking on this thing. The best thing is when I put this in the washing machine okay, so it looks all wet, but then you put in the dryer and it puffs up. This little lamb chop, oh my gosh. And we take him out on the street in Toronto, and he walks with it in his mouth. So people are looking at this Pomchi with a lamb chop in his mouth, walking around. And everyone we pass smiles. They tap to their partner, whoever they're walking with. They're like, look, look, look. It's such a good feeling. That's why I love living in a city. Love faces, love people. Keep going, my friends. Life is fun. I know it sucks a lot sometimes, but it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome sometimes too. Soak in that awesome. Please look at the links below. Remember, so all this self-compassion talk, one of the things I am aiming at is, again, finishing my master's, getting that done. And in the meantime, I'm starting this program of really, really taking people, and I'm going to do less one-on-one coaching now. So if you'll see the coaching form, you can fill it out. I may get back to you. I probably will. I'll let you know if you're approved or not, if you want to talk, because time's limited a bit. But I want to do group coaching where I'm inviting you to be part of a community where it's lifetime access. How cool would that be? And we would do Zoom calls once a week forever. Like, how awesome would that be? Because, what helped me through hard times, good times, and my meditation practice and mindfulness practice is every week, imagine whether it was good or bad, whether you're busy or not, you always in the back of your mind, and I could tell you the neuroscience about this and psychology, in the back of your mind, you're going to know that, every single week I can have a place to go. Every single week for the next 10 years, Scott and other people that I recognize are going to be online, and I can always go there as a place of non-judgment and compassion to help with my self-compassion practice, help with my meditation practice, chat about what's going on in my life. Like, that is what I want to build. That is what I truly want to do. And also getting a property so we can do retreats. So you can come up and we can meet in person, go up north where the trees are beautiful. The stars are absolutely incredible in Northern Ontario. And we're going to have a huge, massive fire pit, good food, hot tub, lake to paddle on, lake to swim in, telling stories around a fire, marshmallows, beers, water, whatever you want to drink, it's going to be there. I'm super excited. So these are the things that I've put the pin in, and I'm walking towards that. Okay? And some are big, some are small. So I just love putting that out there, telling you the news, because if you followed me for a while or if you're new, I'd like to welcome you to the community one day, and hopefully we get to chat. Be compassionate to yourself. Love yourself. And if you truly love yourself, you're going to make the changes you need to, baby. No problem at all. Take care, my friends. Love you, and God bless you every day, all day. Bye-bye.